Peace FM 104.3. Who to me, Taki?
Yes, I don't be very fine.
I can see from your body. Yeah. When you spiritual perspective, and seeing is believing. So, what you saying?
Yes, I don't be very fine.
Bibia so come.
Bibia called
we don't usually see you. This is a more bad thing.
Oh, my mom there, I'm about. Ana mentama but me ba
onse wa correct you
there magiatu
so far na djuma e ko sen
nyame adom so far bibia ekoyi it's better than before nti there say manyame
true all time best gospel musicians I'm say obenya bi only first gospel musician na onya asa award no video na
all time I say we say me
I don't know
say me up and coming
wow put that was through that
because my family want to answer say
Joe Kasanya kasa you humble but you say it as it is
because I me tell said table no am it no who ya she wrong
I know what she wrong
table no that's quite that table ha no
obi see brother what two about gospel no
I say to the said then I make you say because yes at me two table is am over children to the
yes so two about gospel. There's one particular song I recorded. Yes, Nyamia.
Oh, you are when I
like that particular. That's so Brano can board your boat.
Oh, maybe if they say a couple. Chinimo. Maybe qua.
But Obi any brofono. So for that, how has the journey been career wise?
I think it's been good. I would say to the glory of God, because share baby share free any baby nyamedi drew and there meet me aka say enye ni nyina na ayem but ni nyina mu no nyame ni nedi any yen ediniye.
So it happens that you are debunking what you said so you happen coming. You're not happen coming.
Say debi ejuma o ha you will never arrive. There's nothing like I've arrived. So
so because Obi adu baby on so we say how was it like the journey? It was very difficult there. Sometimes there was no food to eat. Now how was your journey like? So preamble now the man just said we are tired of that answer.
My journey was challenging. Obviously like all started music so but the initial stages in the dream say the moment you come into the industry, you get somebody who say, "Oh, I want to produce you. I want to promote you. I want to do that." Sana na edging from the beginning says sanity, but when we came into it, we realized that Tessa, sometimes the producers choose who they want to work with, and I think one of the issues I is me starting the way I'm be most producers didn't see much hope, the potential I had. Because saying I didn't so by I say oh them and when quite them we agree say we are for them and so
I must commend that's about to I must commend you for taking such a decision because environment to be and say fiaba na udb and at the end of a man that you want to pursue that. Was such a bold decision?
Because also from the beginning, before I started all this, it was more of a calling for me than just a work. And so okay. And it was hard for me. It was really difficult. There were moments where I was considering it, but I still went back to the one who called me to do it, and I'll say keep doing it because I knew what I had called you to do and where I was taking you. The beginning, I still put my foot down and call by me. Once I'm at say
yours was not practicing a profession, but actually responding to a call.
So I kept doing it. So the beginning it felt like at the end. Wow. So God gave me the opportunity to step ahead of my time until when the time was right, everything started falling in place.
Breben a call on the buy. Said time now wash shower so them now. Where that musical group you then you got
I think for me in the corner bar about earlier cry even when I wasn't really doing active singing. Not those times instruments na mebo.
Okay.
Intina
about drama.
Drama. And sana when God spoke to me about the call and everything. Mizuna me knew much about it. The mom started saying me some or more call ahead of me.
Call me about saying just connect us to that. Say,
nah,
you were sleeping one morning. Joe, I want you to start singing.
No, I think out of prayer, God spoke to me about what He wanted me to do, laid it on my heart. In addition to that, confirmation from the men of God that were around me at that time also, that the hand of God is upon you. He's about to use you to do this, that. But I don't joke with my prayer life and other things. So God started speaking to me about it and what He wanted me to do. Until once minya confirmation says say even though sometimes it looked like I didn't but I was still confident and trusted God saying him because even before God called me, like, so why do I have to doubt Him? So I held on to the promise and I kept doing it, and this is where it is today.
What kind of teachers? How were you surviving? Like, just like rightly said.
Survival was hard. I mean, it wasn't easy. I followed musicians here and there. I mean, sometimes you movie baby because I think what we're doing was we're following churches. Or churches nowadays. So sometimes you can't move.
God bless you.
God bless you. And also, what was happening was, Jacob and or Bema camp. I think I used to be in a church in Bema camp. Now, there wasn't enough for us to come back to, because now it's a base. And Ubon said, Obi Hone Jacob purchase a weekend nan here down. And confirm be 1 week there too. The amount say a chow if you want to say Adriania say obi ni kunu net if you na yakodi Adriani nanti na yi wedi na wakotena aka na yi wedi na wakotena aka na yi wedi until a point where Madam Food Stephen Bennywood ana or high single room kakana me ko peche for a couple of years and then another friend of mine after a couple of years told me, so watch my hobby Patrick or my hobby obet me mama, and then me cut in our hall and son and so I stayed there till where I live today till I moved and now where I am today. So
hi Joe, you have suffered.
I'll walk sometimes from Bema camp to Dansoman. I try.
When I was getting to your biography, I stumbled on Bakubi Crescent to watch a pen.
Yes, I know that. Then my mom used to, so I mean, and I'm a talk.
Until now, you're watching rubber.
And see, I don't know, I'm a marketing because they are on no back.
Watching a very lucrative business, and you can't hustle time now. Watching a very lucrative business.
Oh, yeah, next count, but as I'm bomb, I'm a kakakra.
Are they?
Send out a woman, bro.
And to put it to And then Uber so winners.
And then so before so winners, I was actually with Cindy Thompson for a couple of years.
Oh, Cindy Thompson.
Yes. I
as what?
So for Cindy's band, before I joined the band, I quite new for singers. In team, I quite be Oze,
a quam kana room.
Sada a quite one percussionist. Into me joining as percussionist. And all I needed was to have an opportunity to serve. So I didn't care what role was there. Provided I get to move around with them, it was fine for me. So I joined as a percussionist. I really even didn't get to sing with Cindy. Ever. I don't think I did. So sometimes I bought percussion. I thought if I had drama in Niwa, na menye biabu. And around that time, my current drama now was then the drama, and I mean, I'm not born a percussion man.
Wow.
Yeah.
What about
what's it?
What about
There you are. So then after Cindy, then I moved to the late Daninette. So I was with Daninette too for a couple of years before I even joined Soulwinners for the number of years, and then I moved to solo.
Were you there at the beginning of the formation of the group and answer you were called to join?
No, I joined later. I think I joined after the first leader Pia had left to the States. So I joined later. I think I joined Soulwinners in 2007. Yeah,
it was such a fantastic group.
Oh yeah, amazing.
But
amazing
you left them.
People. Yeah,
you left them.
There was just time for me to move. So
now, what actually happened? What caused to it? Said Jen and Baya just said, well, you were doing very fine. Then out of the blue, you say you want to work out.
I think one of the issues was school. It started with school. Because me decided at a point I wanted to go back to school. So I applied to Pentecost University. And I feel do baby na sometimes I say a call event, but means na me exam and a lecture na baby. So that feel it was difficult to leave lectures for the gigs, and so it started creating problems. And I me say a better possible. So we found someone who would, in the meantime, be in my shoes. And sometimes I call events are na Onoso County. I don't mean ni hono. Na ono is my name. Unti edu baby na me school. So that na me school now. I've absented myself like for a long time. I was like,
Obi akosu so be here sika dey at your face ni ade.
Na me side gigs in Suka Kanka.
Side gigs.
So I was able to, by God's grace, out of that, pay the fees. And
to bring back in your career now, this is just a breakthrough.
I think from the moment I how do I put it? While schooling, I was still preparing, still praying, still doing things until it got to a point where I sensed in my spirit that it was time for me to move on and do to the path that God has called me to. And then I just had faith and moved.
Wow, so you moved with faith.
Yes, and then released my first album. But my first album was actually even recorded before I joined Soulwinners.
Oh, really?
Yes, I had it before.
Your first solo album?
Yes, yes.
What was it part of the plans of joining group B to?
So Soulwinners asked me to join. Soulwinners, to join it. To maybe join.
This is your friend.
I'm not my friend. So they called, and then I accepted the call.
Now, given a second opportunity, would you choose music again?
Any day. I love what I do. I mean, everything else aside, I love it. I think I was born to do this, and that's why.
Yeah, and yours is a ministry.
Yes.
And to given the opportunity, how would you describe your kind of music?
My music is that's what I call gospel. Gospel in itself for me is everything Christ. His birth, his life, his death, his resurrection. It sums it all up. His teaching, everything else. So I would say I sing to inspire. I sing to bring deliverance. I sing to bring joy. I sing to spread the good news of Christ. I sing to bring healing and hope to the lost, and that's my music.
But Joe, do you realize that your kind of music, is quite different from your typical gospel music? I
I know. It's not completely different. It's just maybe I'm getting but it's not complete. I think depending on who is doing it, sometimes you can strip it of all the things we've added to it, and it will be like the typical one that you always play.
Let's drop a current release, one track. Then we'll continue with this conversation. But when we come back, I'm able to say, because an ideal gospel music, then composes what comprises of that definition. I mean, say you can't say new way gospel. At the end, woman. Okay, we'll talk about it. But let's fresh on the friends saying.
But Jose,
fresh.
The message of revival. That's actually the reason we have. So revival meaning bringing change into the lives of people, having hope and knowing that wherever they are today, whatever is happening in their lives.
Okay, Joe,
baby, I'm my brother.
Joe Mettle na country
I don't remember to be kanka by floor, but Chino there.
We can Wednesdays.
Say omuti album na di Kenya bebrom.
Okay.
De enkwaje bebrom, de ojiene enidaso bebrom. Osha de na make say there can never be revival without the Spirit of God. Because nyame won kwan etumi wo bebia etumi eba ni pemu esesa na brabo esesa ni tibia esesa ni shebre and utie most of the tracks and it toes those lines, like it speaks more of the Spirit of God being track 2 Pentecost. I see miracle signs and wonder, the move of the Spirit. Me here we use to show Christ say, a drew baby near me to me see just co-irradiating catches unyano or your papa or your and yeah honor ube agent to say I say as a ferry no condenim catches me here. There are times in life where you need to just break down before him and just speak to him. So this album has that kind of effect that can bring you to that place ebema in Kenya na etumi esi wababam.
What can say be but we are gospel musician now we try to be sabontia. We just about problem, and does it really happen?
Oh yes. AC papa. Most of the songs are nyame do mature out of experiences ni nyama me use for instance maybe I wrote it at the time now I was going through something really serious where I didn't know how I was going to come out of it. Na me need a so nyina ne erade.
And I come be on idea nko
one day make a chill.
Oh no.
Me dey ate but dey be baba me ye be
that one you
make a chill. But me need in the Sobia by that's why I'm one say erade baby mama.
And the girl be break your heart. You see kind what really happened?
But it was a problem in my life, you know. It had to do with family and my whole life, you know. And I had to really pray and cry out to God. Say I needed Him, and na me here na so obechire me kwa me here say obechire me kwa me mfaso ma bibia akotona kwem. So the song was written out of these experiences, but the beauty of it is sometimes whilst people are playing it, they identify with Nyama Okoma, as if say they were there when you wrote the song, and then God just threw the same message or they told Akumemu during the time now cause our problem identify with it. And sometimes testimony it just comes from everywhere around the world, everywhere. Sometimes I'll be to meet you say me today how can I see you, but I say only me na kasa but don't say
Peace FM.
Gospel musician be telling a story by using the Bible as a case study, and I say, which you expect something positive must manifest out of that conversation.
Sometimes it can be an inspiration from the word. It be all kind scripture be, and then the scripture just there's a revelation you grab out of that scripture. No, it to me the number. And then there are times that the situation you are going through, no, a word can also come out of your spirit, but obviously our spirit bears witness with the Spirit of God. The word that already dwells in you sometimes also has a way that it comes out. So when you say not make kind Bible, but out of that outpouring, it to me also better.
One last question. Gospel musician before considering message and ipa no the Bible thing.
Ebe here so be share na brabo ansana
before considering message no dey ba.
I think the most important thing is actually the spirit. You know, the spirit. Sometimes
and you and I know say you instrument be you check his spirit.
I'm spiritometer.
Is there anything like that anyway?
Spiritometer. But I mean the Bible also says by their fruits you will know them. Sometimes you know where the spirit is coming from. At the same time, I've seen people too that sometimes it doesn't justify it. It doesn't justify it, but I've seen people who sometimes God still uses that are not in the right place. But God, if God still wants to use them, He will. And it does not mean that they are saved.
Well, does it mean say your perception be a particular person be home, which more or less is not morally upright? Which is we are not morally upright anyway. And so it chance out good gospel music. Must we listen to what the person says?
And that's what I'm saying. Once you judge, like you test the spirit and you know that it's the spirit of God. I'll give a typical example. David in the Bible, if the accounts of David were to be laid down, it was something else. But God still used David. You get it. So there are times that if God is using the person, that it gets to a point God, when He decides to use another person, will just drop you off the way, because sometimes He gives you chances to come back to Him. And I say you are not walking upright the way He wants you to. He doesn't just drop you off. Sometimes He gives you the chance to still come back to Him. To says still you Emma chances to make your way right with Him. People may see the person that way, but they are still in the process of coming back to God and making their life right with God. It's possible.
Okay. Table ya ho nsem kakra bi a aba table ho bi na ono why gospel artist ye beto ye bo asebisa na ono so aka na dwen kakra ho. Joe, recently on this table we had a gospel musician.
Because you miss Papa in one country.
Your table, your gospel musician be money studio or has a who he has said will be a spiritual person to do gospel music. Say a band say be a yamu to what and who he has a necessary say as I said will you be as a young couple spirit war soup and son or to gospel music. Being as a leader now from where you stand, me person me do adwin kire kakra won say gospel music. I should say obi nyanya nkopa mungo sra because what some how kan mu na no o ma mu kire say wo there your friend particularly say it was much more of a calling than work. Me person me bisa wo me do adwin kire kakra say wo hunu say eso obi ehunu nyankopon mu and wasra and son and nipa to gospel music na.
Okay.
And the kan yankasa.
So me manu ye be say on the gospel no to say I can the good news. Speaking about everything Christ. What I say. There's no way you'll be able to speak about somebody when you don't know the person. Say be am abana me say me beka Doctor Wansem, Doctor Christianes. Not me nimno, but my basa me bekan once much will be fufra. I will be able to speak about the person, but I won't be able to speak about him like someone who knows him.
That's true.
And I've experienced him, lived with him, like shared so much with him.
That's true.
So that's the difference. So imagine say, unye Christiani, but obet to gospel. There's little that you can do because you are singing out of probably there's a gift. Nobody like you can actually have the gift and be able to even put a few words together, write a nice melody, which will be a hit because it's a nice melody. But the gospel is only when you really understand what you're speaking about, and it would not just be a hit, but then the spirit behind it would then influence or make impact. So it's one thing to have a nice music, which is gospel, melody, lyrics, you put it together, it would still be fine. But the purpose won't be what the gospel is supposed to do. Because you are speaking about somebody you don't even know. So it means that even what you are singing about, you don't even believe it. Because you are not one of the, like, you are not a Christian. That's what you're saying. So how can you speak about the Christ you don't know?
Okay.
Then it won't go.
Yanko, ye table yachi honorable member ba kupa e won so kesafo. Wa matraya wo punyachi se metumi asesa na dwen e wo saa asema ya otan kan se gospel ye ose bible say de mamokwa nti moso mo
makwa. Oh, okay.
Saa asema aka ne trim ti ama betem ne ontunu kwa nkwasare for that reason. Would you say as gospel musicians we deserve to be paid when we perform? And I say, are we supposed to make money from it?
I think we are supposed to make money. We have to live. This is all we do. This is what we've dedicated our lives in doing. We believe that God blesses us. On the other hand, I believe that it is not necessarily what we're paid or what we're giving that makes us. But it's the blessing over what we receive that makes us, if you get what I mean. Because I can tell you for a fact that nyama baby oha nyama adum yetumi aye no metumi akase enye dia ya gigi ana ye nsaka na ama ye nya dia ye nya no ba me gidi say to de ba nyama di ne hire guso e ma ne ye dia ye no. Two, me gidi say because our industry no munti unim say to even produce an album is expensive.
Oh no.
But of the cash, again, no can I say what cash. And so, knowing the fact that it's expensive to do, no, sometimes if what you put in, nothing comes back out. The next time, no one say a bit cool. The consistency of what you produce or put out there. Sometimes they're the same funds that we receive out of what we've put out there, no, and I aside to me, aside more about. So that's it.
Okay, before I become the last one, and maybe Chrome had the more you do a chica cry, no one auntie, myself and you, it's like brothers. Mente wa no kasada. Mente wa no kasa se bia Joe, ejina ha bia no bu afuso wa ka bibi. kopem se nanse na brante bi se so no pa de wo performance say bi oba be he concert de oba prefer say oba kwa ko he Shatawale sase muyi ebe ye nkofo bebre ya pa yente wano kasa wo ho se bi a wo kan bibia fa sasam no me pe what do you think of that
brante no onidi
pa boating yeah make his statement, and I know, sir, as a gospel artist, you wouldn't be happy seeing a fellow gospel artist making such pronouncement. Do you think that what do you think about the young man's statement? Is it what do you make of it?
I think over the week, no me interview me about it. Make I say no comments. Say I comment here, and I would have commented a long time ago. Bible class say independent do. So that's what I can say. It's okay. It's okay. On now Phyllis and all kinds.
No, Joe, but the facts also will be shown. It doesn't mean so on time.
You know, on time. Why like?
But that contradicts the statement. It just means independent.
So say or no lower preference. That's what I mean. He said he had a.
And the fact that a preference doesn't mean so on Pewasem.
Okay. So and that's. So me like and yes me hate you is different from I hate you but me pewasem also we are like me share down in the flow auntie so I mean I don't he may have his reasons I don't know
but who say or attack your personality and answer your ministry do you see it like as an attack on your personal ministry?
You see the thing with me is this nyame frey so nyame na wo to me out to me there the person so I think any other thing one of the reasons for me that I can say by God's grace Emma I do the things I do like maybe I'm any dano never being shut down hamesa so if you know me you know say never being hammy
okay question yeah
and because album went into now the first two questions will be on the album
okay
but first of all remember Abaso and they will handle it and I say your team because I know say to come out with an album is not an easy task. It takes a lot to actually put together an album. And for you and your team, I think say me bomb Abaso be brave. My idea. And I back also me bomb Abaso know your songwriting skills. I think say outside the gospel divide, a lot of people do not know how good you are when it comes to songwriting. But you are very good. I think so you write songs for other people as well.
Yeah.
And also me bomb Abaso. On the album. Me who 13 songs. Question I'm basically say what goes into the selection of songs because most of them are not, especially from where I'm in Pan secular world. No, sometimes they be to me get 20 songs, 30, 50, and then when it comes to the selection of songs, I don't know what they go through, but then they go through a certain regimen to actually decide say okay, where you be cutting out, where you be shelving, or you be say for you and your team. What goes then I'm just to say okay let's select these songs let's leave this one out and then what also makes you guys decide say let's settle on 13 for a particular song what kind of work do you guys go through to
I think that with this album in particular theme theme which is a revival so most of the songs now selecting we have that in mind. I think even during the writing process, because of the caption of the album, we write songs that carry that message, or that stirs up revival, that stirs up that kind of thing. And first of all, we do in selecting the songs, and secondly, the number put there. I think it was more. It was It was probably about 16 or 18 songs, and I miss you know also in the sense that the last album now I'm releasing so I think say one thing I have come to study is say if you put too many good songs on one album Mettle be always these songs in because then Emma in terms of which one to pick out and push and
promote
there's video there's like I feel not a boss
I get it
so we decided that let's do less so that we're able to concentrate more and push them rather than say say and you it was very AU but it didn't go as far as you wanted it to so it's what came into all this plan.
Okay, good. Second question on the album I see say apart from all the songs written by Mettle, produced and arranged by Mettle and Love Gift, the only two names outside domain Koda and then one Junior Boateng from US. So again this is also based on your decision making on the album. How do you decide on the external producers to help with the album and all that stuff?
Okay, so because myself I'm by God's grace a musician, I'm able to tell sometimes the sound of the song and who I think would have the best of idea in terms of putting it together. Because most of the engineers because I've heard their work, I know this person would work on this well. Okay. And then I'll just give it to them. And then they work on it. That's basically it.
All right. Okay, so this is a general question. Christian is kohokakra, but one zoom in on what exactly I wanted to hear.
Okay.
Now, you're business minded. I mean, you, Kwesi, and the rest of your guys, because you've done a lot of shows, pay to events. This album is not free.
Yes.
There are a lot of projects you do that is revenue, inclined. Now, how do you stay grounded in terms of business and spirituality? Because it's a one contentious issue. My brother Socrates, every time they are mentioned. But because you've been able to elevate your brand to a certain level, I just want to figure out how you've been able to stay grounded in that business world and still stay positive and grounded in the spiritual world as well. How do you guys do it?
I think for me, the most important thing is always reminding myself, first of all, why I do it, and two, being connected to my source, which is Christ. And I know the fact that I can't grow too big to a point where now I think that I can't even make time for God anymore. And I think one of the things that has helped me is the closer I get to God, the more I understand what I'm doing. And also being able to draw the lines when even I am going too far. So there are certain decisions. Sometimes if you ask my team, they'll tell you that times they want us to do some, and I'm like, no, this won't look good. It will look like we've lost so let's not do it. And there are times we do certain things and I come back to God. I thought maybe but in my spirit I sense that no, let's let this go. Let's just do it and let it go. When I'm done with them, I go back to God. I say, God, I've done it for free. And I trust him that he would open the way. And he does, every time, every single time. So I think the most important thing is being able to draw the lines when not to go out. If not for even the spirituality, there are a lot of places I would have stepped into that I wasn't supposed to. In terms of business, it would have been a good deal for me. Very good deal. But it would have affected my spirituality. Because then I would have had to compromise.
True.
And I feel that one of the things that has helped also is because I stayed glued to that. God always comes through and makes things possible. So even when sometimes Rebecca say like they do all the structures and everything, still they come back and they ask you, how are you able to do it? But for me, it's not even a secret. Is the fact that I trust the one who's called me to do it. So say business na nyejuma, I mean say spirituality be ejuma. And most of the time when the spirit is working, the business can't fail.
True.
But the business can work, and when the spirituality fails, that's when you don't have longevity in terms of what you do. And in addition to that, I think one of the things that I try to tell most of my friends and colleagues too is there are principles, you need to follow them. Say ejuma na yaba. I say ubia oye bi no dibi.
Okay.
You say but you don't keep things to yourself thinking say wana. If some of those things happen, there are also spiritual rules, because it's just like you are exploiting the people and making or money for yourself. You can't be advancing whilst they go down. So those things, you may not see the spirituality in it, but I get to say sometimes I understand some of my people would say maybe or no or the scabi bridge project to once kakraba you want to recoup some of the quickly and sana, but there's a kakraba and check kakran baby in the bar. Those kind of things. So those little things, think about the people. I mean, I told you, you read to me fee. We are musicians. We're human beings. You read to me fee. Some of the, and appreciate if you can, appreciate them. I think all those little things, helps to also keep it going.
Nice. Eki Wadara, my last question.
But why are you? Oh no!
Magic cranium. Like I don't know cranium anymore. Oh no,
reflex. Last one. Okay.
The cranium, like the cranium, magic cranium.
I'm more of a brother than you see to me.
Last one before love gift. Love gift in your group.
Yes,
the band,
yes,
including vocalists.
Yes,
So the whole collection is the love gift.
Yes.
Okay, good. Now, question I maybe say is more rumor instigated, but you can clear or confirm or deny. I've seen a lot of nice girls in that group. And nice boys as well. Now, well, lots of things are happening there. Question say, I mean, apart from everything else, you guys are humans.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be fair. You guys are humans. How do you manage as a leader? Because clearly, you cannot tell me say Munne a lot of bickering, you know, way, kakra, and fights kakra with women and stuff like that. How are you able to manage and spill over? You know, because I mean, how are you?
I would say in terms of like very way and there doesn't, but then.
Oh yeah, sure.
No. I'll come there.
See, you can say, how have you managed the scandal that is not coming out?
I'll come there.
Is that what you are saying?
Yes.
Is that what you want to ask?
Yes.
How they have managed the scandal?
Yes.
No. We don't because I think even in the group,
The man is trying to speak.
You know, funny enough, most of, if not majority of the people on my team are actually married.
Oh, okay.
In fact, we even get some to even marry within.
True.
We've been able to get.
You don't see it.
No, then I didn't see that one. But I think and talk to suit me here, sometimes people disagree, you know. Or there are times where obviously a child mean Bob you may call. You know, no asaba.
Yeah.
Sometimes we are able to, by God's grace, come to a point where we know what is more important. Because any pay there. But at the end of the day, one of the things that we always have a way that we come back. We've grown more to be a family than just colleagues who are working together. And that is one of the things that has helped us.
Okay.
Like we've bonded. Like some of these people have worked with me for like 11 years, 12 years. They've been with me.
That's nice.
So we've had in fact there are times where heated like just Torres and we see no but at the end of the day we've always found like a pointer to me a calming. Because we're there, like, a bit to me, I settle, and then maybe we'll say, okay, you know what, let's just close this thing for now. And then at the end of the day, we're able to find a way to bring them, we solve it, we move on. And the most important thing is we being able to do what God has called us to do. So, in and out, fall in and out, but then we've always been able to sort it out. And that's why, till date, we are still together. And
yeah, all right. Okay, that's it.
Okay. And I do a question now, no, she won't.
Jose?
No, she.
I know she might.
But we're to clear, say, you'll be and you'll be out.
Baby.
What's say? And I just join Eka.
Mina me go on and me see. Ah. Na Reza,
nyere. Sabe ko so Reza in Eko. Kokupa. Okay, community also questions.
Joe, why are there, I mean, with your in terms of your five there any higher sales in terms of CD
sales is relevant, like where are you talking about? iTunes, CDs.
No, make CD me can't digital me can't CD say
I think say I acquire no I'm actually coming to some of the numbers. I don't have them. I think based on how numbers are collected here with respect to sales now, it makes it really hard for you to get the numbers because it be a distribution wise. So it be a per the deal you have with your distributor. Say be a member of this every month. The idea is regardless of how much or ton, it's a fixed payment with respect to CD sales.
International gigs, send a unyano because to me who social media Joe Waha DNA Mawunya other artists so bet me a suya amom so enyebi.
I think first of all I'll say Adam and quite I'll say that categorically, and then in my marketing study they'll tell you it's positioning. Like you need to position yourself in a place where the people are able to first of all see, probably feel and experience, and then they prove that they know that if they put you here you'll be able to deliver, because it's very important. So after you put the spirituality aside, the positioning is very important. The platforms that the international people check, you need to be there for them to know or notice that there's a so and so musician from this side. Your work that you put out there also should be they should be able to identify with it, so that they're able to know, say, they are to say event way. So because imagine that they have different audience at different places. I mean, everyone is the last time I was in Abidjan, it's a completely French speaking country. I went there for the first time. I thought, say, when I was going, na French there, but it worked by God's grace. And then they called again and again, So, but at the same time, the moment some of those things also start happening, you also have to start thinking about them when you are now producing, not just where you are known for.
Thinking global.
Yes. And so when that start happening, so it will have to affect, you don't change your sound, but you can change a bit of, add up to your songwriting skill that would help also affect these people, because now your appeal is growing. So you are not just affecting your people, but also the global stage.
Yeah. My last question. Gospel shows, say, oh yeah, especially based on relationship, gospel artists near sorry no war, and also what I say, oh yeah, na me juma, and also say only microphone na juma so business. Say only a sorry be anas only be gospel show. Dear now,
in terms of
show now, unim say oh yeah, na me juma, and unim say. Business. No man what told on microphone.
Oh, okay. I think normally management handles animal, but one of the things we do is we explain to them. Some understand. Into onukra, onukra bisao. Like obeka so semi-ACA, is it good? Like onukra nobe nipa no fair onukra obeka so if we propose this, would it be enough? Because bear in mind that in Kofona on 3 different places, normal transportation, there's costs involved. So some of them will actually even tell you they will propose this figure to see if it will be enough. Sometimes people say, what will be good enough for you to be able to do this? And then we're able to. So, but I think in this present day that we live in, most of the churches and organizations, they understand now. Before and they are willing to give honorarium for your appearance in a day.
Okay.
Peace FM 104.3. Good to meet you.